We're talking about Erik Kutsenda on the right-hand side. He was a key associate of the late Peter Seidler. We're talking about Erik Gruepner on the left. He, of course, is the president of the business side. They talk money. They talked about the season. They talked about their philosophy. They talked about their general manager. First things out of Erik Kutsenda's mouth: vote of confidence. AJ Preller, he is our general manager. He is a pro. He might be the best scout in all of Major League Baseball, but he said everybody is held accountable and we do expect results. Questions about the roster that has been assembled and what's transpired in the offseason, John. He says the roster's been assembled. The payroll is part of the roster. We now have a view of what we can afford. He said we sold 24,200 season tickets for this year. They hope to crash 33.3 million fans, which would be an unbelievable number after they set the record last year at 3.23 million. Erik Kutsenda said the roster is in progress. Free agency has been slow. The roster we have right now might not be the roster we're going to have opening day 5 weeks from now. He denied emphatically the loss of the $60 million TV contract and the fact they have to write a check for $40 million to baseball because of the luxury tax that they owe. He denied that had anything to do with the makeup of the roster. I don't agree with any of that. Meanwhile, Erik Gruepner, he says what I say, and these people have worked really hard at this to make Petco Park an experience to bring the family. Says the fans believe in the product we've presented. That's why we are where we are right now in terms of season ticket sales. He kind of alluded to 3 good years. I'm not sure that I buy 3 good years because 2023 they underachieved. 2022 they struggled and then gave us 3 months of good baseball. 2021 it was horrible. So I'm not sure I buy Gruepner's sales pitch 3 good years of baseball. Says the fan support has allowed us to put this product on the field. But he didn't want to talk about the fact they raised their ticket prices 38% over the last 3 years. And if I was there, I would have asked the question, how long do you think you're going to draw these fans if the product's not great? And if you keep raising ticket prices, have you kind of tapped this out? He did say Major League Baseball, the commissioner's office, their, quote, TV division, will finalize the deals to how to distribute Padre baseball by opening day. There will be no TV of Padre baseball as we've known in the past on Bally Sports. It'll only be on Padres TV, which will be free for spring training. Then everybody gets charged with the start of opening day. But they say they expect the Padre games, once opening season starts in April, will all be pretty much at the same locations they were before. So that would be Cox, that would be Spectrum, that would be a spinoff on DirecTV. So that's where we are there. So I buy most of what Kutsenda said. I only buy about half of what Erik Gruepner said. And I just don't think right now there's the energy, there's the excitement in Padre baseball that we had a year ago from today when people couldn't wait for the start of the season. I think right now people are looking at the roster and saying, not the same team, not by any stretch of the imagination, and there's a lot of question marks. So your reaction to the CEO, your reaction to the president of the team.
Oh, I love hearing him talk. Kutsenda is still something of a mystery here.
Yes.
I mean, what strikes you about this guy? What's his character like? Do you think he's going to be a tough guy managing the money, or is he going to be really generous like Seidler was?
This is your budget, AJ Preller. This is what you have to spend. We're not going beyond that. We're not going over the luxury tax. So in essence, this is a clean piece of paper that the CEO has given that general manager. And the fact that they don't want to attach the decrease in payroll by almost $101 million, they don't want to attach the loss of the TV money and the luxury tax check they had to write. That's not being honest. You need to be honest, I think. Is it a good team? It's got most all their star players, everyday position players, not the same pitching staff by any stretch of the imagination. And Gruepner's trying to sales pitch us. This is great. This is going to be good. I'm sorry, it's not. And you can't sales pitch me. It's been 3 years of great baseball in San Diego. Outside of 2022, when they made the push and then they ambushed the Dodgers, there's been nothing exciting that's happened as it relates to ownership as it relates to their general manager.
Wait a
Now,
minute.
you can agree or disagree with me. Go ahead.
Nothing exciting has happened. They've signed Machado. They got Tatis. You can question the Bogarts deal, but the team was making an effort to bring talent in here.
Did it work?
Well, not really.
Where'd you finish in the standings?
But it's still exciting for the fans.
You were screeching about it at the end of the season.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I agree with you. But as a fan, this is way the hell better than the Chris Denorfia days, that we've got a competitive team. And I'm of the opinion that the fans, we may not have record sellouts like last year, but there's a waiting list for season tickets, right?
So they say.
If
they don't make the playoffs this year, what are you going to say a year from today?
Well, it's just the same old Padres, I guess is all I can say. But the Padres, like we talked about a long time ago, where Seidler recognized that they're kind of the only game in town. So they're still going to draw well. There's still excitement. In fact, I think there might be a little bit of what do they call it? Addition by subtraction excitement, because even though Soto was this great talent, people weren't really confident that he, let's say, made the Padres a better team. We didn't necessarily win with Soto. So I think the fans are looking forward to seeing this blend of some of these veterans and some of the young kids.
Opportunities, that word was used 3 times in the first sentence from AJ Preller last week when he spoke to us in the media. Yeah, opportunities.
It is.
So, he's got all these kid pitchers that they got from the Yankees who are going to have the opportunity to show if they can do it. And obviously he's got some of the lower minor leaguers who are going to get a chance to play in spring training to see if any of them are qualified. But I just don't think it's the same team as a year ago. There is no Soto. And obviously you've lost starters 3, 4, and 5 in your rotation, and you're replacing them with guys from Yankee Stadium who are in the bullpen who the Yankees didn't want to retain. And I don't think the Padres got the right pitchers or the right players in the Soto deal with the Yankees. But you could argue with me. I have no problem.
But we agreed that it didn't work, right? The formula didn't work last year or in the previous years. I believe wholeheartedly they're going to be better than 2 games over 500, which is what they were last year.
And they had to win 14 of 16 against the garbage on the schedule at the end of the season.
But they got it done.
Games over 500.
Yeah.
Were they playing in October?
They were not playing in October. They were disappointing, but they're going to be better this year. I guarantee it.
Padre fans forum chat box is open now. Are you siding with me or are you siding with the guy co-hosting out in left field? You can argue with me, John Riley, but I'm a talk show host, so don't argue with me. Okay.
Okay.
You're a Padre